You're live.
I'm live. All right, here we go. There we go.
Well, all right. Welcome back to Ask RNA live.
Ultra Lord live.
Okay. Hello again.
Hello.
It's Kai.
Try to follow us. Please be sweet. We're trying.
Mama Pajama.
There we go. Howdy,
Howdy,
Dave.
Dastardly Dave.
Oh my goodness gracious. What I miss? Big John.
Oh my goodness gracious. What I miss? Big John.
Not much. I think we were talking about.
Oh, no.
Not much.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I don't want to pause it. I just need to mute.
What were we saying? Everything was closed. Nothing was open. Or did we get past that part? Oh, about Skype.
Skype.
Yes. So you want to ask that question again? So it's on this one. So Jeremy's video.
Sure.
Okay.
For the replay purposes, we'll start that over.
Hey, it's Ryan and Angela.
Hi, it's Ryan and Angela from ASK RNA, RNA Music, Deep in the Heart, Texas, that's where we are. Blah, 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 blah. Technical difficulties with our live stream, Ask RNA, episode 252 or something. All right, Jeremy was asking, during this whole coronavirus, will we do Skype lessons?
Yes.
Expand our Skype lessons so we can reach more people in these trying times? And the answer is yes. Yes, we will. We've already been doing Skype lessons for the last week and a half and pre-recorded video lessons and FaceTime stuff.
Right.
Some of the kids. FaceTime's not very good, but
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we've already been doing Skype for the last week and a half with our local students, just so they don't have to get out and go out in public or come in if they don't feel comfortable with it. So yes, we are doing Skype, which opens up for people who are not local to East Texas or within a 30-40 mile radius of us. That's about as far as people drive, 30-40 miles to come see us for in-person lessons. But since we're already doing, I can't do the sound effects for the knee slaps. That's all in post-production. I can't do that live.
You need a sound machine.
I need a sound machine that I can just... That would all take too much work. But yeah, so if you're interested in doing a Skype lesson, we can do that now, depending on scheduling, of course.
And time zones.
Time zones. Like if you're in Australia or Japan or something like that, it would be kind of weird, Like I'm not going to do one at 2 a.m. in the morning, Texas time.
Yes.
Just, I can't.
Unless you want to stay up at 2 a.m. Tokyo time, I guess it'll be like 9 a.m. or I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
yeah,
but
to a certain degree, we can do Skype's lessons for, certainly people in the continental USA. It's a little bit easier to coordinate times than say, Europe or Asia or anywhere else. But yeah, so we are opening up some of those spots. We've lost a couple of local students due to all the situation going on. Some of them, understandably, parents have lost their jobs completely. Like money for lessons is not a high priority when you don't even have a job. You don't know where your next paycheck's coming from.
You need to pay for food, electricity.
And we have some parents who are still working, but their hours have been reduced. And so that, again, you're like, all right, we need to worry about paying the rent and buying groceries. So, understandably, we kind of expected some of that, but we still do have a lot of our currently enrolled students. Who are stuck at home. Parents' jobs and finances have not been affected, thankfully.
Correct.
And so they still see the value of having their kids in music education type places.
Whew.
Is it better?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's getting warm.
Let me go turn on the air conditioner?
No, it's okay.
You sure? I will turn on the air for you.
It's hot in Texas, Mama.
It is.
My goodness.
So, so we are doing that. And on that note, I want to say, I guess it was a week and a half ago that we put up our little coronavirus update video. And we mentioned if you would like to support us support a small business, mom and pop independent businesses, you can, of course, simplest way is to go to our Teespring store and buy a Teespring shirt. And yeah, we sold about 11 t-shirts.
Oh,
11
gosh.
t-shirts last week. Like,
thank you so much.
like all on that day. So I was like, oh man, those are all from
you guys.
YouTube and YouTube guys
Thank you.
wanting to, you know, do their part to keep small businesses up and running. So thank you guys.
So amazing. You guys rock.
And gals so much. Whichever one of y'all bought 4 t-shirts.
Y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
I need to go in there and get me some stretchy pants. Some RNA Music stretchy pants.
RNA Music stretchy pants. RNA Music socks.
Socks.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
I want some of the RNA Music socks.
Yeah.
Personally.
Is it this RNA Music or is it the one with your
It's
profile?
The socks. The socks is the Force Tee.
Oh.
The Force Tee
I like
socks.
that.
Yeah, me too.
That's
they were a little
cool.
expensive.
Well, we're
But
not
that's
the
not
ones
my fault.
making them.
That's Teespring. You know, their pricing is their pricing.
Yeah, that's not our pricing.
Because I almost ordered me a set of socks.
I know.
But I was like, oh man, we should probably buy groceries instead.
Yeah, that's true.
I see your question, RT Smudge. We'll come back to it. We're going to finish off the questions from last week's video. There's only like 3 more. So it'll be short questions from last week. We'll answer all those, and we'll get to all your current live people questions. Then we'll do some shout outs here in a minute. All right, next question from last week. Big Johnson, he says, what was his question? What is your favorite guitar color and finish? Ooh. Is Tim Worley still in the live chat? Tim will tell you what my favorite guitar color is. Any guesses? Any guesses? What's my favorite guitar color?
Any black, I think.
Translucent.
Translucent black.
Transparent black.
Yes.
Yeah. JJ's House of Jams. It said this message held for review. Interesting. I wonder why they did that.
I know, it's weird.
Well, they try to cut down on spammy spam.
Oh.
But, you know, I used to say black. Because I used to have a fair amount of transparent flame maple top black guitars.
Like
flame maple transparent black.
of his guitars.
Most of my guitars at one point were transparent black.
Yes.
But in the last couple of years,
Yeah, you've matured.
I've broadened my color palette.
Yes, I'm so proud of you.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of me as well. Some of it was not by choice. Like, I've been trying to find this one transparent black Solo 6 custom Hellraiser Extreme.
Yeah.
And I keep finding not that one. Same guitar, but not the color. But I really like that guitar, so I bought those 2. And I was like, well, it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted the trans black, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, it used to be like transparent black, either a flame maple top or a quilted maple top. But yeah, in my middle age, I'm starting to enjoy the multifaceted color choice. I got a lot of sunbursty kind of guitars now, which is weird because sunburst is not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying the brighter colors now. I don't have a green guitar.
Oh, no, you don't. We did have a green guitar in stock for years, it seemed like.
I meant personally.
Oh, right.
I don't personally own a green guitar.
And it almost was yours because we had it for so long.
We had it for so long. Eventually, if we have a guitar... Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the Snow Leopard Pearl Schecter 40th Anniversary Avenger. Yeah, I was literally like, all right, I guess I'm going to start playing this and keeping it. And then a guy walked in and was like, oh, you still have it. I've been wanting it.
Yeah.
Here's the money. Like, didn't like...
No bat an eye, nothing.
Badger on price. You're like, hey, you've had this for a while. Sell it to me cheap. I mean, he paid exactly what we had it marked at. And I was like,
yeah.
Well, there you go.
We had hamburger helper that night.
Yeah. We ate fancy that night.
Garlic bread.
I do need a green guitar though.
Yeah.
Or you do. You need a Bubba Blue guitar with stripy.
I'm still waiting on my ukes.
Yep.
Ukes French.
Sell enough t-shirts.
Yep.
We'll get some ukes. Walking Dead said, anyone else having audio issues?
Did you not?
Dead said, anyone else having audio issues?
It's pretty loud.
Uh-oh. It's the
snap,
camera.
It's snap, crackle, popping.
It's the phone.
It's an earthquake.
It's because the microphone is too close to the
Camera phone.
the camera. Ah.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. How's it sound now?
Let's see.
Unmute it. I didn't do anything. How's it sound now? Let's see. Unmute it. I didn't do anything. How's it sound now?
Clacky. I mean clipping.
Clipping.
It's clicking.
How about now?
Oh. We need better phones. No. It sounds quieter.
Well, I just lowered the decibel boost. But did that get rid of the clipping?
I can't hear. Scratchy John Harple. Oh. That's a good beat.
I'm playing with the microphone, so it's going to be super scratchy.
Sorry about the scratchiness. Yay, live. That's really loud.
Oh, man.
Just take it out.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Yep.
Better?
Don't move, Ryan, he said. No, you can still hear us just fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I fell!
Okay, he said clean, good. Yes, because the microphone is gone. It was the microphone mount, he had it on there, and then he just unplugged it all together. So now we're actually just using the microphone that comes with the phone. So for those YouTubers out there, if it sounds good, ain't broke, don't fix, right? All right.
Oh my gosh.
Just speak up. We'll talk.
Yeah, it was picking up the cell phone. That's what it was. The mic was picking up the cell phone stuff.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. One of these days we'll figure out the live stream.
I'd vote for new phones. I'm all for that.
Still gotta have a good mic.
Yeah.
Get on the mic, Mike. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that was your favorite color guitar.
Dang it, Walking Dead. It's all his fault. Next question, Just Fun Guitar. We're going to answer the questions from last week, 2 more, and then we'll get to all live chatty chat and questions. Let's see, what did he say? He said, our kids are not allowed to go to school due to the COVID-19, so they have to study from home. I have to try to work while keeping them steady. Keeping them studying, I work from home, but the wife works at a general store that has to stay open during the pandemic. She's essential.
Yes, she is.
So she is out doing a lot of shifts. Any advice for keeping the kids focused on their studies while trying to work? Smack him in the head.
Physical abuse? No. No, stop. Don't even clip that.
Don't do that? That's not funny.
Let's see. Just fun, Chris. I think what we normally did, because we had our boys up here a lot of times, so they would be in a room while working while we were here. So a lot of times we had like incentives. Hey, get this done, and then you can have extra 30 minutes in video games this weekend, or we would go somewhere after they were done with their schoolwork, because the boys would love to go to the store and look at video games, not purchase, just look, because they made their wish list. But I mean, I don't know, it's been a while since we've had to coax children into doing their schoolwork, because Aiden, our youngest, because now he knows what he wants to be after he graduates, and he knows what it takes to be a game warden. He has been busting his butt to finish this school year. But I think just having them know that you don't want to be behind in the school year when you return, and you definitely don't want to have to stay up late or miss your cartoons or not be able to play your games
Or watch YouTube.
Or watch YouTube. We usually took a lot. We gave them incentives, yes, but we usually took a lot of things away. We're like, okay, you're not playing, you're not watching this. Okay, we're gonna box this game up.
There wasn't as much bribing as there was. If you don't do this, there's going to be consequences.
Yeah, there were more consequences than anything. So getting them to do their work was. We had music usually playing in the background. We let them take their time. It wasn't like you have to have this done in a certain amount of time. We usually let them take their time. I don't know. And like I said, it's been such a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we had to make them do it.
Make them do their schoolwork. But
so turn the mic up.
We can't turn the mic up. This is it.
We can turn the mic back on, but then there's going to be
the clickety clack clacks. So I think that what I would do is I would encourage them to. I would encourage them to, if they don't do their schoolwork, then certain things will be taken away. You can't, not do your schoolwork and still play video games or still watch a ton of television or go hang out with your friends. Like that's non-negotiable in our house. Like, no, you can't go to your friend's house this weekend because you didn't do your schoolwork. So, but that's just kind of how we parent, and the boys, it seemed to work with them, but we were never. I mean, I don't know your kiddos and how they react to things being taken away from them. We also said if you get X amount of, like, if you spend 30 minutes on this subject, 30 minutes on this subject, and 30 minutes on this subject, you can earn time for. And the more schoolwork you do, the more time you have either with friends or with games or with television, or you get to go here, you get to go there. We'll go to the park, or we'll go to a movie, or we'll rent a movie or something like that. Of course, now you can't go to parks and you can't go to the movies, but renting a movie might be like if there's a movie that's released on Amazon Prime or Netflix or something that you want to purchase to stream, then I would use that as an incentive. Never really food or candy, because that creates a problem where they think candy and food are a part of your, rewarding yourself.
Yeah, food is a good reward.
Tying it to emotions, and that's not good. But I think, with your time on screens and stuff, that might help.
Screen time.
time.
No video games or YouTube until you do your schoolwork. Yeah.
So that's what we usually did. And you can play it either way. You either earn it or you get it taken away. You can do both,
Yeah, a combination of both.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great question, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Just Fun Guitar. All right. And final question from last week's questions. We're going to answer that, and then we'll go to just live questions.
Mm-hmm.
See if this sounds better or not. Got the camera back connected, but I don't know if...
it's still a little crackly, I think.
Yeah. It is what it is. All right, next question. Clicking is back slightly. A little ticking.
Okay.
Son of a gun. Well, it is what it is. All right, Bubba Fang says, sorry I missed the live broadcast. Question, are there terrible amplifiers and or microphones? This Iowan wants to know. Yes, there are terrible amplifiers and terrible microphones.
Apparently.
Absolutely.
Perfect question
My
for this
first
moment.
amplifier, which I still have, is a little crappy PV Decade amp, made in the USA, but still crappy.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it because it was my first one.
Mm-hmm.
I kept it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I still have it, but it was a piece of crap. So there are definitely crappy amplifiers out there. I'm sure all of us at some point in time have had a crappy amplifier and have had crappy microphones.
Yeah.
Usually, cheap ones. the cheaper it is, usually the crappier it is.
Yeah.
And that's just, there's a certain point where you do get what you pay for. Then after that, there's a
Sometimes.
certain point where you're probably just paying for brand name over quality.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a point where you do get what you pay for. So
Right.
that is true.
Yeah.
I don't want to say certain brands are crappy, but
Yeah.
there are, every brand, almost every brand has probably come out with a amplifier or an amplifier that was kind of crappy. So, yeah. I was telling someone today, I bought a little cheap Marshall, like MG, little 10 or 15 watt amp, long time ago. Well, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. I bought it, took it home, because in the store, the big store where it was really loud, you're trying to play it. So, oh, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got it home to our place where it was quiet and plugged it in. I was like, oh yeah, this sounds like crap.
Yeah.
So much that
Not
I
so
took
much.
it back. I was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have no amp than this piece of crap.
Yeah. I remember that.
I was like, it was disappointing.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
So, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that all Marshalls are crappy, but that specific little tiny
Just
practice amp was crappy.
Sometimes it happens.
So, yeah. Yeah.
There you go. That was the last of
Yeah,
last
that was
week.
the last of last week's questions. So now we can kind of focus on current questions. I'm going to roll back.
These guys.
I'm going to roll back a little bit. We'll do some shout outs. Hello, James Harrell, Big John, Clive 54, Walking Dead 1369, JJ's House of Jams, David Munoz, Dastardly Dave, John Harpole, Paul Liu, Jeffrey Egan, Dymo 28, Walking Dead, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And did I miss anybody? Clive 54, Jeffrey Egan, turn the mic back on.
Hey, Paul Lou.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's all the shout outs. Thank you guys. Question from Keone Hernandez. Ever gotten to host clinics at RNA? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you scroll back through our 1,200 or 1,300 videos, you will absolutely see some clinics. We've done, let's see, I did a drum clinic with Michael Fian. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
our very first clinic was my friend Michael Fian from the Christian
2012.
metal band 2012 World Drumination Clinic with Michael.
Yeah.
He was in a Christian metal band called White Cross. Don't know if you've ever heard of them. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm friends with the drummer. They were kind of their contemporaries of like Stryper.
Yeah.
That whole 80s kind of Christian metal vibe thing. Great guys. And Michael's a good friend. And he did a clinic for us. That was our very first one, I think.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. That was pretty cool. And go back
It's on
6
there.
years.
Way
And
back in the
way
day.
back. You'll go find it. We've done a couple with Robert Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I know we did an Acacia clinic.
Mm-hmm.
I think we did a Vola clinic too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done a couple.
Yeah.
A couple.
Guitar BQs.
Guitar barbecues. We've done some guitar barbecues.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yes. So yes, we have done some clinics here.
We would like to do some in the future if everything
Yeah, I'd like to do some
clears
more.
up. Since this is our 10th year
Yeah.
being open, it would be nice to celebrate that 10th year. 2020 has been kind of yucky.
2020 I started off kind of rough.
Twin.
Yeah. Walking Dead says, wow, I haven't heard anyone mention White Cross in years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael's fantastic, man. He's a great drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very talented.
I'd never listened to them when they were at kind of their height of their popularity.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little, like I had heard of them. Like, oh, I've heard that name.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. So it was kind of funny when I met Michael and his wife, Christy. Or Christy met Angela first.
Yes.
So they kind of became friends first. And Christy was like, oh, your husband's a musician? Oh, he's a drummer? I was like, oh, he would like my husband, And
Yeah.
so...
They're like, we're friends with the guys from Earthy Me, and we go to Nashville all the time, and all the stuff. So she was like, y'all would totally click. So we kind of got together, and then Ryan and Michael just hit it off like, brothers.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
He's like my older brother.
Michael's a really great. Both Christy and Michael are amazing people.
They're fantastic. So we actually are friendly. Like we know them, and then through Michael, I met Rex, who the guitar player for White Cross, who's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, where I didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you think about like Christian bands and Christian music. Sometimes they're not as good or as talented or as good at their instruments as the secular bands. I was like, Rex is freaking awesome. I'm like, why did I never know about this guy? And so I've talked to Rex a couple of times, and he's really good. He's never done a clinic for us, but yeah,
That'd be fun. If we
crazy.
could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so clinics, we done. Let's see, what was the next question? Jeffrey Egan says, you like combo amps or heads and cabinets?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
I would think I can guess what you like.
Oh yeah? What do you think it is?
Heads and cabinets. I think mostly because, I mean, this is my theory. You can interchange the heads and have a whole not different
it's like
sound.
Legos.
Yeah, and then if you like the cab and the size speakers that you get in it, then you can just do the different,
It's like grown-up Legos.
Yeah.
It's like a good AR-15.
Yeah.
You can swap out
but
parts.
with the speakers, with the amps, just regular amps, you don't really have that.
Yeah. So I love, of course, the look and the sound that you get from like a half stack. There's a couple of
Yeah,
like
I'm
3 half stacks.
Staring at them right here.
There's 3 half stacks right
Yeah.
here in the showroom, and then in my lesson room there's 3.
Right.
A 4x12, and then 2 4x12s with heads and a 2x12 with heads. In Angela's lesson room, there's a head with a 2x12 cab and then a combo. So
Yeah.
we have actually more heads and stacks here than we have
Stacks
combos.
on stacks.
However, I like the portability of a combo.
I was just thinking, I was like,
Oh my gosh. That's like
moving them
Yeah.
is a bugger.
moving them sucks.
Yes.
So there's a reason like mine, they sort of stay here in the lesson room. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was gigging actively, like I have the church gig, right? I play at church a couple times a week, and I just leave one of my amps there, but it's a combo.
Right.
And it's very light. I'm like, if I had to carry it around, that's the one I would carry. But yeah, if I was like 3 or 4 times a week, carrying an amp back and forth to practices, rehearsals, combo is definitely the way to go because it's way more portable.
Yeah.
So like if you have a permanent practice space or rehearsal space, the half stack is awesome for that. But yeah, I mean, actually loading and unloading gear, it's a lot. Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks for the question. Dashley Dave says there's a time and place for both. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Question. Dashley Dave said, ever thought of setting up a scholarship or sponsor for the kids with C19 financial issues? That's a good question.
Yeah.
We have in the past had a couple of kids that we were on scholarship.
Yeah.
I think a
Which-
couple.
Which really meant that we did
it for free.
We just did it for free.
Yeah, yeah.
It was more like pro bono lessons.
Yeah, so we kind of have done that, but we can't really do that now unless we have some sort of outside funding source, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as us taking money out of our pocket to do it, we don't have the resources to do that. So,
But if you guys wanted to contribute to a student taking a lesson for 3 months or 6 months or even a month,
sure.
that would be amazing. So we can tell a student, hey, you can keep taking your lessons. We want you to we want to keep the music alive.
Right.
We don't want you to think that this isn't going to happen. Someone has, you are receiving a 3-month scholarship to continue lessons for the next 3 months. That would be amazing, especially now we've had, a few students. Naturally, honestly, right now, it is about where we are usually in the summer, our drop-off rate at the summer. And it is, a lot of times it is financial crunching for parents. It's hard to keep their kid. A lot of them have to put them in childcare during the summer because parents are still working. They're not teachers. They don't get off in summer, but they have to have someone watch their kid. So that money gets away from music lessons and has to go towards feeding their kid who's now home all day and someone to babysit their child. So that's also a thing. So to be able to say, like, for the summer program or now with the COVID-19, don't worry about it. You have a summer scholarship to be able to continue lessons until the school year starts. That would be amazing. So if any of y'all would like to contribute to that,
A couple of people.
that would be awesome, because it's heartbreaking to hear parents, like we have 2 boys, their dad's in the oil field and he lost his job. We have a brother and sister, their dad is in the oil field, they lost their job. And both the parents are just like, we are so sorry. We love you guys, but we just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we get it. We understand it, but it's been a blessing for us because we have, a child already who's pretty much grown and pays for his own. We still have Aiden at home, but we still have to keep the lights on and we still have to pay our bills and all that stuff, but we get it. And it's, we have to make it work no matter what. But to be able to say, no, don't worry about it, to give them, that would be amazing. Kind of makes me a little teary.
Yeah.
Thinking about it. It'd be awesome.
Someone said, so how would we do that? James Harrell asks. We'd have to kind of figure that out. I mean, we have a PayPal thing, and if you wanted to, we could figure it out. Like if you wanted to just say, hey, I'm going to pay for, 2 months of lessons for a single kid, you could do that, like a gift card kind of thing. And we could do, send you a receipt and all that kind of stuff too. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure about the GoFundMe thing because I don't know. I mean, we did a GoFundMe a long time ago. Yeah. And I mean, it was successful, but I don't know. Something about GoFundMe stuff, because you see people set up funds for all kinds, and we've seen people locally set up funds for stuff that I'm just like, okay. I don't know. There was just something that...
Not that we wouldn't do it for what it needed to be done.
Right.
You just got burned because of... I was about to say it. But you know what I'm saying.
No, well, we've even had friends who set up GoFundMe stuff that I'm like, why are you doing that?
Right.
And they and then they didn't do... It was kind of silly. I mean, not that scholarships for kids are silly. It's not. But it's kind of more of the...
GoFundMe.
The whole process of
I think because GoFundMe has such a negative connotation for a lot of people that it's hard to make sure that people understand what it's going for.
Yeah, I think that's the issue.
But if it was like, I raised money for my sister, and if it was like for medical stuff, and if it was like stipulated like in the notes, like this is for this, then we can say, hey, I don't know if we can take a picture of the kid or... I don't know. It's like showing people like this. It really did. We promise. It went towards this child. We promise. We have these kids back and doing. I don't know. I don't know. If any of you are really good with that kind of stuff and would like to give us advice on that, that'd be great.
Yeah. That's a good question. Sure. We I guess we just never knew in the past sort of how to set that up and how to, how to streamline it, because of course we want to do everything above board and make sure everything is legit.
Because that's a commonality, especially here in East Texas, where parents will come in and their kid is just chomping at the bit to have music lessons. But we're just making it to make it, we're just trying to keep it going. It's not like we're just flowing on stacks over here. So to be able to, I would love for Ryan and I to be able to, out of our pocket, just say, no, for 6 months you go ahead because we have a scholarship we've set aside. That would be awesome. Eventually I would like to get there. But to be able to already have stuff set aside to where we can award, a month or two, that's 8 lessons, private lessons of an instrument until... they get both parents on board, because a lot of these children are from blended families. Dad has them for one time, mom has them for another time, or even grandparents are awarded them and grandma and grandpa cannot afford that, or mom can't. and dad won't, or dad will and mom won't. It's like all the stuff that goes on with that. So to be able to have something to set aside, just if you do give, I would just put it this way, and this did not turn into a pledge drive for RNA music, but if you did give, y'all know us, we're pretty straight about ourselves. It would definitely go towards, giving kids. We would definitely get these kids back into lessons, because it breaks his heart too. He just doesn't want to be sensitive, because he hates it when the kids stop taking lessons, because we both find so much joy every day having these kids in here. It's just fun. I love it.
I enjoy teaching. The retail is the retail is a really interesting animal, and it can be absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Financially, and trying to make it in that market is really cutthroat. So from the very beginning, we built our business on teaching. That was the whole point, was to bring something to the kids out here in the country. We're in a rural area. We're about an hour east of Dallas, kind of out in the country, right? And so for kids who live in like the Dallas Metroplex area, or even the bigger towns like Tyler or Longview, there's a lot more options, to learn. And out here, there's less of that. There's not as many. Your kid wants to learn the guitar, drums, piano, whatever. There's just not a lot of places to go to do it. So that was always kind of our vision, was to like, hey, we want to have the kids out here in the country be able to have the same opportunities that kids in the bigger cities have, which is something I didn't have.
Right. No,
Whoa.
sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, my mom's FaceTiming me. Sorry. You didn't turn off the ringer.
It's your phone. You didn't turn off your ringer.
You got a little. Hopefully, you didn't get demonetized for some Disney playing up in here. Sorry, let me text her real quick. You keep talking.
That was.
Did it scare you?
Scary. Because not only was it really loud, it was,
Sorry.
What movie was that from?
From Rapunzel.
Oh, okay. Whew. Mama pajama. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh,
yeah.
It's I didn't have that. So when I graduated high school and went off to junior college, I was probably about on the same playing field, level-wise, ability-wise, with a lot of the other kids, freshmen going into like a junior college. We all kind of came from the same area of East Texas, and we were all about on the same playing level, skill-wise.
Yeah.
Which was, I was like, oh, okay, I thought I'm pretty good. I'm all right. I'm not the best, but I don't suck. I'm kind of okay. And then I went off to a university where most of the musicians there on the drum line, percussion majors, they were all from like Dallas, from like 5A schools where they've had a private percussion instructor and private lessons from like 6th grade on. And I'm walking in there like, I think I'm okay. Then I'm like, oh crap. This like 18-year-old kid out of, Dallas is like, he's smoking me. Like, he's way better than I am. Like, how is this? Oh, because he had opportunities as a kid going through the school system he was at that I just didn't have. It's not that he was more talented. He just had more, he had more help in the beginning. So I kind of thought, man, that sort of sucks. And I had to work really hard in college and practice a lot to kind of try to play catch up to these guys who were younger than me, they just had more instruction and more available to them at a younger age. So I was like, man, this sucks. I couldn't have had that if I wanted it when I was that age, because there was just no one out here in the country that kind of
did that.
Yeah, there were no teachers, and it wasn't even available if I wanted to do it. I didn't even know it was available.
Right.
So I'm like, man, that sucks. I don't want kids out here in rural areas to like not have that, not have what I didn't have.
Right.
So, anyways, yeah, we'll work it out. If you guys are interested in doing that and doing some of this, shoot us an email, rnamusicalive.com. We'll figure out a way to do it. I mean, we have PayPal, and we can do credit cards and stuff, but PayPal is a great way to do things. I'm not sure about I don't know about the GoFundMe type stuff. I just have a real problem like asking for money. Hey, will you guys send us some money? Just because?
It's not just because.
I know, but it sort of feels like
It's
that.
a keeping the music alive fund.
Right.
It's keeping the music alive fund for kids who have lost parents who've lost their jobs during this time so they can continue to be taught lessons.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. It's okay. It's okay.
Direct all questions to Angela.
Yeah,
About that.
apparently.
Yeah.
I love you.
Just fun guitar in the house.
Hey,
hippie.
we just answered your question.
In the house. We just answered your question, Chris. Force them to study.
Yes, force them to study.
Take
Make them do it.
away their Xboxes
Yes.
and food. You don't get to eat dinner until you do your schoolwork. No, you
Yes.
can go back.
Buy a pint of ice cream, their favorite ice cream, and just eat it slowly
Eat in front of them.
and say, "You better hurry up and do your work, or this is gonna be all gone." No, I'm just kidding. That's actually really good. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
Oh, okay. Let's go back a little bit. JJ's House of Jams. Ryan, do you have any preference over Mesa and orange cabs?
Ooh, what?
That's a good
This is
question.
personal.
Well, I have a Mesa cab,
Uh-huh.
and I don't have an orange cab. But it's not because I don't like the orange. The orange cabs are great.
Mm-hmm.
They're like super solid. They're like overbuilt, really thick cabinetry. Super solid. Orange cabs are fantastic. They cost some money,
Yeah.
as well as do the Mesa cabs. Also cost some money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both great.
Yeah.
Now Orange has gotten to where they've made some more more affordable
Yes.
cabs, and they're still good, but you know, at a cheaper price, you get you got to shave some quality somewhere in the manufacturing. So, but those are still great too, and we've sold those. But
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I just have a Mesa cab because I have a Mesa amp that I bought from a really good friend of mine, and it was his, and I just had it in my possession because he didn't have room for it at his house. So I had it just because I had it, and eventually he sold it to me. But it's funny because I'm not a Mesa Boogie dealer, but we are Orange dealers.
Right.
So we actually are dealers for Orange. It's kind of weird. So every now and then I think about I really shouldn't have the Mesa here at the shop because we're not Mesa dealers. I should probably only have gear that we actually can sell.
Yeah. Well, you need
in our
all
lessons.
your.
John's leaving. Bye, John.
Hi, John.
Yeah, I that's one of those things I'm like, I need to probably just stock our practice rooms with gear that we actually are dealers for. That would make a lot of
Well,
sense.
they need to buy a different acoustic guitar.
I know. I should get me a really swanky Washburn, I
You
guess.
can't play your Gibsons, or you can't.
That's why I played my Schechters so much in lessons, because of
Mhm.
Schechter.
Yeah.
They're both great, though. You can't go wrong. They're both really well built.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Egan said, I thought most musicians in college were slackers and stoners. Not real musicians.
Yeah.
Like guitar players. Yeah. But not like band nerds.
Yeah.
The
no,
trumpet
you
players
can't do that.
and saxophone and
Or you will
you
fail.
music majors.
Yeah, music majors
Music
are not
majors.
slackers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were, but they didn't make it.
Yeah, you flunked out. So, no.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talk musicians, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, let's see. I'm scrolling. Best advice for an old fart learning to play. Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be in a rush.
Be patient with yourself.
And don't overly compare yourself to other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing with guitar players. We have a really messed up sense of comparisons, right? Like, you know, even like young players are like, well, this kid at my school, he's been playing for 6 months and he's amazing. I'm like, yeah, but you practice like an hour a week and he practices 2 hours a day.
Right.
So in 6 months, you know, he's practiced way more than you have.
Yeah.
I mean, you've both owned guitars for 6 months, but you have not played guitar for 6 months.
Right.
And so that's the thing. You don't.
Try not to compare.
Yeah, people forget about that. They're like, well, if you played as much as he did for 6 months, you would be in the same spot. So don't like overly compare yourself to other people. You know, the amount of time you have to invest in it is the amount of time you have, and like don't stress about it because guitar can be a lifelong journey.
It really can.
Now you could be 60 years old and just start your guitar journey, and still have 30 more years to play guitar.
Right.
I mean, Les Paul was playing until he passed away at like 90.
8.
No, he was like 92, 93.
Something like that.
He was in his early 90s. The dude been playing for forever. So
Right.
it's never too late. My most mature student I ever gave lessons to was 78. Started playing guitar at 78. It's pretty awesome, So just keep chugging. Just keep playing. Play every day.
Yeah.
Play every day.
Yeah. Find songs that you love, the simplified versions of them, because they're out there, and learn those. So it'll be something, even though you're learning chords, early, you're doing them as slow as possible, or, whatever, you learn a song that you like that goes along with the chords that you're learning. So then it'll feel like you're actually doing something. Because I know, as someone is not a guitar player, that's one thing that's a little bit frustrating for me to play the guitar, is that the time that it takes to build, to be able to actually play a song that you want to do is almost like maddening.
Yeah.
It's not like a piano where you almost immediately can play some kind of song. It might not be, Chopin, but it'll be some kind of song. But with guitar, it's not like that. So if find out what you want to learn. What like if you want to learn theory, don't learn theory as you're going. Don't just like learn a lot of stuff. Learn things as you're going that fit where you want to go in playing the guitar, because it'll make it more enjoyable instead of very sterile and technical. Because the guitar tends to be that way, and in that valley of sterile and technical, it is boring. It takes away the fun. It drains it like a vampire. So I would go and introduce yourself like to some songs and learn some chords that are easy to learn. C, G, E minor, D, and then play songs that go with that. So it'll feel like it'll spur you on a little bit more to learn more. It'll help add to that want that you have, or you wouldn't have picked it up to begin with. So
it is very slow going in the beginning. There's a lot of mechanical difficulties to overcome in the beginning. So just the mechanics in the beginning on guitar are difficult compared to, like you said, piano. Because like on a piano, you push a button, you have a really good sounding note. Bonk, there's your note. Oh, that sounded great.
Yeah, it's not like you have to ease it down to enough or really hold that note down to play that C.
Yeah, where on a guitar, like you have to hold it in just the right place. I always talk about placement, pressure, and placement. Because most of the time you get a crappy thumpy note, a dud note. It's either not pinching hard enough, pinching down the string, or you're pinching down hard enough, but you're in the wrong place. You're either too far away from the fret, or you're right on top of the fret, or or there's all kinds of things. But those are the two main things: placement and pressure when it comes to getting a single note to play. And then with chords, you're having to do that on multiple strings, and you can have the placement right and the pressure right, but the angle is a little off, so the back of your fingers touching the string is not supposed to touch. So there's a lot of high dexterity stuff that comes with playing to get a good sound on a guitar, which on the piano you're like, boop, push some buttons. And even with drums. I mean, drums, you can get a good sound out of a drum. Your grip can be kind of wonky and not very good.
You can still hit it.
Grips. I mean, you can hit it wrong, leave the stick on the head as you push into it. But, in general, it's easy to get a good sound out of a drum or a piano. Guitar, any stringed instrument generally requires more dexterity.
Just take your time and be patient And be forgiving towards yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Take your
and
time.
have fun.
Yeah. And don't feel bad.
Have fun.
Don't feel bad that it's a challenge, because it's a challenge for everybody.
Yeah.
Most people, like myself, it's been a long time since I was a beginner, but because I just remember what it was like, the frustration. I always never feel like I'm very good. I still carry around the like, I'm not very good. I'm not very good. I'm not very good. Because I'm always looking at these guys who are amazing, world class. You could be a great swimmer, like college, but you look at Michael Phelps and you're like, I am no Michael Phelps. But you can still be a great swimmer. So,
Right.
But I carry around that thought of like, I'm not very good because I'm not as good as, Jeff Loomis or something. So I still kind of carry around that. I remember what it's like to struggle, because I'm still struggling to learn things that are difficult for me now. They weren't difficult. I mean, what was difficult for me 30 years ago is not
so
difficult now.
Right.
So I still remember the struggle, so that kind of helps me
Push past it.
remember what it was like, so I can empathize with, people who are starting their journey. But anyways, yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't quit. If you don't quit, you'll get there. Okay. Tim Fletcher said, I don't feel bad starting at 39. Yeah, don't feel bad at all. Mr. John started at 78.
Yes.
You're never too old.
Never.
But it is tough. Let's see. Just Fun Guitar said, is anyone in your local church congregation still meeting during the lockdown, or are they all doing things via webcams right now? That's a good question. Well, in Canton, Texas, we are not on a lockdown, so to speak.
Van Zandt County.
Van Zandt County is not. Now, the state of Texas, the governor issued a thing for the entire state of Texas that no social gatherings of 10 or more people. So even though we're not technically in our city on a lockdown, like you can't leave your home kind of lockdown,
Right.
they did statewide kind of say no gatherings of 10 or more people. Except if you go to Walmart to buy groceries, there's way more than 10 people at the grocery
like
stores.
150 people walking through Walmart.
But yeah, most of the churches in our area, and even ours, has gone to, we're just doing it. Well, what we're doing specifically, the one I play at, is we have our band practice night, and we get there and we run through, we play 2 songs, and we film it. Actually, I'm filming it. And then the pastor gets up and he preaches his sermon, and then we play another song, and then it's all on video. And then I bring it home, and I'm like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. I've edited enough videos at this point. I can just do it. And then they upload it to YouTube, and then I uploaded it today to Facebook, to the church's Facebook page. So ours is doing pre-recorded stuff. Angela and I have done a live stream. There's a church that she is a guest speaker at, and so they live stream it. A lot of the other churches are doing a live stream.
Yeah.
So it's either a live stream or pre-recorded. So yeah, that's kind of how it is now. Not anybody I know of is still secretly meeting.
Yeah, no. I think that the people who are there at the church are usually sound people, maybe the lead pastor or the children's pastor, people who are going to be speaking to the congregation. That's usually about it, from what it looks like on the videos, because we've seen quite a few videos. So, yeah.
Yeah. Terry, how are you? Yeah, we had a lot of technical difficulties at the beginning of this one.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's all good now.
It's getting there.
Let's see. Next question.
You did just fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Big John said, any advice on writing songs? I'm working on a top secret project. Don't tell anyone. It's mainly for myself. I won't tell anybody, Big John, that you're working on a top secret project. But kind of like playing the guitar, man. Just try to work on it every day. And I've heard this. You hear conflicting advice when it comes from songwriting. And some people will say, well, you can't just force a song out. You got to be inspired, And then some people are like, nah, you got to, it's just like any job. You got to go in and work. I'm like, I don't feel inspired today. I don't care. You have to go to work. So you might find those days you're not inspired. You just sit down and work. Nope, that sucks. Nope, that sucks. Nope, that sucks. No, just keep going. Oh wait,
right.
I kind of like that. So just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Try to set aside a certain amount of time each day, even if it's just 30 minutes. Go, all right, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes working on, this song,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to piece it together. And if you're feeling just uninspired, work on a different song, I guess.
Right.
But I've seen more people than not say like, it doesn't matter if you're inspired or not, just work.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching a thing the other day with the guys from Periphery, and it was Ola was interviewing Misha, and they were talking about even at the end of an album, like those guys are like, I don't even want to listen to it,
Mm-hmm.
like, and they put out some great music, but by the end of their writing and recording album, they're like, this is all crap. What are we doing?
Right.
Because you just listen to it over and over and over and over again. So sometimes you're too close to it, but just keep working on it. That's my biggest problem, is why I think I haven't done mine, because I work at my stuff very sporadically.
Yeah.
Like I'll have 1 or 2 days where like, I'm going to work on this song,
Right.
and I'll work on it and make some good
And
progress.
I don't think it's an everyday thing, because if it's an everyday thing, I think you'll get burned out on it. But if you say like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I set aside an hour, 30 minute, hour, 30 minute, or hour, 30, 30, 30, whatever it is, you have a allotted time that you can do it like that. It's just like working out. If you tell somebody who's never worked out before that they have to work out 7 days a week, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. And then they're going to try to figure out, and before they even get to the gym or turn on the tape or come to the personal trainer, they're already going to be exhausted, and they already see themselves as defeated because they've never done that before. Same thing when it comes to anything that you've never done before. So what you have to do is you have to slowly acclimate yourself to the process. But you do have to set yourself up a regimented schedule. Because if you don't set yourself up that way, then you are going to fail. Because you have to make your body and your mind and your creative juices aware of it. During the off times, I would suggest listening and researching other people who have written music. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that show you how to do that. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. I think I just
So if there's YouTube videos out there that show you how to write songs, listen to that on your off time. Like I'm writing a book, and on my off time, I usually watch videos and listen to other people who are writing and ask them and pick their brains about their process. So, but I've tried now. Of course, with all this happening, it's been like over on a shelf, and that is okay. And I don't feel guilty about putting it on a shelf, because at this moment, that stuff is not putting bread on the table. So I have to put it over on that side to focus on things that actually do put bread on the table. But during that time, like during the day, I think, okay, I have this time to do. Ryan's at work. By the time he gets at work, before I go into work from noon until 2:30, I'm going to write a little bit of a blog. I'm going to edit podcasts. I'm going to do things. I set that time aside, because when I do that, so many things get done, and I feel accomplished, and I feel good, and I think I could do it. Now, when it comes to like songwriting, like writing lyrics of the song, writing stuff that you know, instead of coming up with something that is just, like you're trying to create something out of something that you've heard before, is not the way to do it. If you go off of something that you actually know, your life, telling a story about your life, of how you overcame something, how you felt during that time in your life, and you write down the feelings that you felt and your journey. What it like, all the similes, like what did it feel like? What is the metaphor that you can use about that situation? And then just start building it up like you're telling a story. And then adapt that to your music. Play a little bit with it. Write a tune, like a lick, where it's like a certain, like 3 or 4 measures long, and then add the words into that. Try not to sing-song it where the music is in sync with the lyrics, It doesn't have to be completely synced together. But to give yourself enough of a time, even if it's just some 1, 2, 3, 4 time strumming to get your lyrics to it, do it. But piece it off like you're building a paragraph, like what you would do in school.
Mm-hmm.
Build it like a paragraph, like you would tell the story, and then layer your music over it slowly. Start with a chorus, start with a verse, start with a bridge. It doesn't matter. Just piecing it together, and it'll start to feel and evolve, because we naturally, as humans, are storytellers. So to be able just to pull out that storytelling natural part of your mind is the practice of it. If you've never done that before, or you just used to doing it with your children or whatever, just tap into that and just practice it over and over again. Set some time aside and be consistent. Does that help?
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Great advice. You're right. That was a good. I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up. Now there's 12 thumbs up. 20 people watching. 12 thumbs up.
Oh, 13.
Oh, all right.
14. Hey.
Oh, hey now.
If we get to 20, that would actually be right.
I'm just saying.
And let's say if we get 1 thumbs down.
No, don't. Oh, don't put that in their mind because now someone's gonna do it.
Just for funsies.
Oh man.
No.
Oh,
Then they'll be like, "What's so bad about this video? Let's watch it.
I want to see this.
I want to see the controversy."
Oh man. Yeah, great advice. Yeah, I think that's right. If, like you said, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have a schedule of some kind, and maybe it's not every single day because you're an adult. You have responsibilities, and you have life is going on. But yeah, if it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to work on this. So at least you know that, hey, I'm going to work on this today. If you keep working on it, you will make progress.
You sure will.
That's the thing.
Yep.
So, okay, let's see if we got any other questions. We're coming up on 60 minutes now. It's really more than that because we had problems with the last one. Tim Fletcher said, "Oh, you guys have to check out a quarantine karaoke Facebook group started by a fellow Mainer. It's wicked fun, lots of music, great, and not so great, LOL."
That's funny. That's very creative.
Terry said, "Happy 21st anniversary." Thank you, Terry.
Thank
we did
you.
just celebrate on 3/26.
Yes, 2 days
21
ago.
years
21 years, y'all.
of amazingness.
It does not feel like 21 years.
It really doesn't. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, 21? Really? Time really flies.
It really did.
It's gone by so fast. So fast. I mean, there were certain seasons in our life where like, this is taking way too long.
Yeah, there were. I mean,
there were some rough financial tight squeezes that we've had that were like, how are we going to make it? But it wasn't like, I mean, yeah, it just went by and now we're way so far on the other side of it. It's just like, wow,
doesn't feel like
we're
21
awesome.
years.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I like you.
I like you too.
I like you a lot.
We're live. Shh.
Whoa, shh. I can't edit anything out. Oh, man. Okay. Live. Remember, it's live. We're live.
Oh my gosh.
Watch what you say.
Watch the comments below.
Okay.
Yeah. What's it? First gen. What is that first?
Oh, they're
gen?
talking about cars.
Oh, okay.
They're talking about cars and trucks, which is
Y'all-
fine.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. Y'all keep talking amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst
y'all
yourselves.
visit. Because sometimes y'all don't get to actually visit live, so that's neat.
Let's see. David Munoz has a question. Okay, I have a question. Are you the type of teacher that says if you want to sing, you can and be great, or the opposite, natural talent type? I think he's asking, like, do you tell that everybody can be great or only people with natural talent? Am I reading that
Yes.
correctly?
I don't usually say either one. I try to, whenever someone's singing, I try to find, like, if it's, I haven't had like a really bad vocalist in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's usually been someone who just can't hear that they're a little sharp or a little flat, or their timing's off, or they just have no personality. They can kind of sing, but they just have no personality.
Stage presence.
For the most part, I pretty much do agree with the idea that you aren't truly tone deaf unless you have had damage to your ear or you were born with a defect. So I think most people can sing. Now, most people won't be singers, but I do believe most everybody can sing. Sing well is another thing. So, can you sing? Sure. Anybody can sing.
Everybody can sing.
Everybody can do it. Sing very well and go on tour and be the next Josh Groban. No. You know, it's like winning the lottery.
Everybody
vocally.
can swim. Not everybody's David Phelps.
Michael
Phelps?
Yes.
Who's David Phelps?
I have no idea.
Do I know a David
Your
Phelps?
neighbor.
Michael Phelps. David.
So I think whenever
everybody gets angry. Not everybody's the Incredible Hulk.
Right. Not everybody's a psycho. So I think that whenever I know. Whenever I talk to my students, whenever it comes to vocals, I have a lot of people that come in and they miss the marks all the time. They're just all over the place because no voice is perfect. But I'll try to get them to first embrace the sound of their voice and love the way their voices sound. Because we've had many vocalists come through that honestly, truly, their voices weren't that great. I'm talking about popular people. But because they owned it and they sang it with such power and conviction and just love, we loved it. So there's a lot of that has to do with it. The confidence that comes with singing. Yes, pitch is important. Timing is important, and somewhat performance is important. But there's that that comes with it that a lot of people don't want to embrace, and so that holds them back more so than pitch, because pitch can be corrected, and timing can be corrected, and you can put, glitter on anything, and most people will be excited to look at it. So it's it just depends on the person. It depends on what their goals are, but I don't necessarily say one or the other. I just try to make them comfortable with their voice, because once you're comfortable with your voice, you can go out with your friends to a karaoke night and actually have fun instead of hiding.
Yeah.
When you're comfortable with your voice, you can get up and sing at someone's wedding and not cringe and completely, tear yourself up by overly critiquing yourself. So that's where I would like to get people, and that's what I try to go off of instead of just keeping them in either a talent category or, anybody can learn how to sing category.
It kind of depends on your goals, I think.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
does.
there are some people
does.
who are not great singers who became world famous artists. Like,
Right.
Johnny Cash is not a great singer.
No, neither is Janis Joplin.
Yeah, or what's his face?
Neither is Jimi Hendrix. Neither is Bob Dylan. Neither
Bob Dylan.
is,
That's the one I was thinking of.
honestly, I don't care for any of the Beatles' voices by themselves.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Paul McCartney is a phenomenal singer.
Yeah, he's not like a phenomenal. He just owns it. He has that because we've heard him for so long. He's become a part of our memory, and we I think because a lot of those singers, we have memories attached to them, and so because of that, that memory. Same thing with what's his face. Oh my gosh, I can't think.
Ozzy Osbourne is not a great singer.
Ozzy Osbourne's not a great singer. What's his face from Sweet Child of Mine?
Oh, Axl Rose.
Axl Rose is not
Terrible
a great singer. He's singer. There's lots of people, but
David Lee Roth.
There's lots.
Not a great singer.
Lots of people. Lots of people. I don't think Meatloaf is a very great singer. I really don't. I mean, he has an okay voice, but he owns it.
Zach
He
Wild.
totally owns it.
Not
you
a
have
great
to be
singer.
a really like Aaron Neville. Like, he just has this weird nasally sound to his voice. It's just like, but people love him and
It's
buy
unique.
his albums. Yes, but he owns it.
Yeah. He embraces it.
And he's not pitchy, so he, but
You get on pitch.
yes. It's just.
Yeah.
I love people being comfortable in their own skin and letting their own light shine out. I love that.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times that is what's keeping people either sharp or flat is their mental state while they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot to do with that, because if you're mumbling or if you're I'm so nervous, it makes you sharp. Or if you're just like, oh, I don't really want to do this, it kind of makes you flat. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. So
There's
I think
a mental
it's
game to it.
trainable, but Yeah, talent has some people are just born with it, but a lot of those people,
I think talent is overrated.
I think
And
it
I
is.
think most people who think they can't use that as a crutch. They're like, well, I'm just not talented. I'm like, well, you may have to work harder than the next guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I go back to when I was in college with real musicians.
Yeah, he said Jeff Regan. What? Not Janis Joplin.
So when I was finishing my music degree as a percussion major, so we had one guy in the percussion department who was like head and shoulders above the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were all kind of here. I mean, we're all percussion majors in a university. We could all, play.
Mm-hmm.
We were all like right here, all of us, like 27 of us, and then John was like,
yeah,
up here,
yeah, I remember John.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's now Dr. John, percussion, whatever, at a university. Great guy. He was a friend of mine. I like John a lot. So we were all here. John was here, and it's like, was he more talented than the rest of us? I don't think he is.
His button more.
Because he was either in the music building practicing or in the library studying.
Mm-hmm.
That was all John did. So we all practiced our 30 minutes or an hour a day after classes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I didn't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't practice nearly as much as I should have. So I think I'm actually really talented
Mm-hmm.
because I put in a minimal amount of work. It was at this certain point.
So
right?
talent does matter.
So maybe talent does matter, but
Certain amount. Amount.
But
yeah.
John was so much better than the rest of us, but he practiced and studied 4 or 5 or 6 times more than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So was he better than us because he was just more talented, or did he just outwork us all?
Right.
I think he just outworked us all.
Right.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because at a certain point, none of us sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe 1 or 2 guys did, but none of us were sucky percussionists.
Mm-hmm.
But he was ahead of us. But I think he just outworked us,
Mm-hmm.
and hasn't stopped. So, I like what Walking Dead said. If the voice is honest, it will reach people. Yeah.
It will. That's what I'm saying. It's like not a lot of those people have just spectacular voices, but because it is who they are, it just taps into a part of us that is awesome. So I think that it doesn't matter necessarily if you have talent, but I do believe every single person has a voice, and if you train them the right way, then it'll be, for the most part, a voice that you will actually connect with, and it'll be genuine and it'll be nice. So
I think a lot of it's mental. I told a student the other day, I'm like, listen, we all learn to write,
mm-hmm.
right? If you go back and think about almost all of us, where I went to school,
yeah,
every kid learned how to hold a pencil. Like you can hold it like this
mm-hmm.
and write and draw, and it's not going to be good. Or you can learn to hold it the correct way, where you have more control. Doesn't feel natural at all
mm-hmm.
to hold a pencil or a pen, quote unquote, correctly with the proper grip that you can control. And we all learn to write. When I was a kid, we learned to write in cursive.
Mm-hmm.
We print and write in cursive. We had to handwrite all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Every single kid in the freaking class learned to do it. Now, some of us had a little bit better penmanship than others.
Mm-hmm.
Mine wasn't great. Most guys, our penmanship is crap.
Yeah.
The girls tend to have a little bit better, but I think it's because they practice more.
Mm-hmm.
They actually try harder to have pretty writing.
Because that's not what interests boys is how their handwriting, but
Yeah,
girls
but we
like
all
that kind
learn
of
to do it.
expression.
And if you think about how actually difficult it is
Mm-hmm.
to learn to write and to learn to write your native language, right? That's actually we take it for granted now because we've been doing it since we were little kids. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember being in 2nd grade. I can't remember that far back. I remember throwing rocks at kids in 2nd grade and having rock fights. But but we did that. And if you sit down and you think about how actually difficult that really is
Mm-hmm.
to learn language, to learn the intricacies of English
Right.
or Spanish or Russian or whatever you speak.
Mm-hmm.
We all grow up hearing it, and we can all have a conversation as a kid because we learn from our parents. But then having to go into school and learn to write it and create a thought and
Mm-hmm.
connect everything, that is super difficult.
Right.
you don't think people are talented because they can write or speak or diagram a sentence.
Right.
But in music, all of a sudden it becomes, oh, you either have talent or you don't. I'm like, I disagree with that for the most part. I do think there is natural aptitude, and some people it is easier for some people.
Right.
But I think the masses can still learn to play an instrument to a pretty good level.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are a lot of people who are famous and put out a bunch of music who don't really have any more natural ability than other people. I think just a lot of them worked really hard.
Yeah.
Are there people with amazing natural aptitude who worked really hard? Yes. But I think
I'm just naturally talented.
I think I actually am kind of naturally talented because I'm pretty lazy when it comes to actually practicing. So, but then that hurts my feelings because I'm like, if I actually practiced really hard, like my friend John did, maybe I would be like freaking like world class
What?
if I actually put in the work, I don't know. But anyways, I think we're over on our time because we got some stuff we got to do. All right.
Yes, we are.
What about Maggie Bell? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Britney Spears reaches me. Does she?
Sure. Why not?
James has said it helps to be really hot. Ugly people are screwed. Yeah, well, I don't know. It depends. Most metal musicians and rock players are not hot.
No, and no, nor were they ever. The only exception maybe was Bon Jovi.
Is he cute? I don't know.
Yeah, he is cute.
Country? Hey, yeah. I don't know. There's some ugly country people. I mean, not ugly, like ugly, but they ain't pretty either. The dudes. I don't think any of the dudes are like handsome.
Not really.
I think they're just
Shania.
dudes.
Yes.
For girls, yes. I would say probably for females,
Yeah.
being attractive definitely.
It's always about the girls being good looking. And until you were like boy bands, then boy bands were like
Yeah, but who's their
pretty
demographic?
boys.
Who's the audience boy bands?
Little girls.
Women.
Little girls.
Little girls. Yeah.
I don't listen to boy bands only for nostalgia's sake. That's about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Metalhead Hippie. See you.
Yeah, we're signing off too, guys.
Yeah, we gotta go too.
We gotta go too.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. For all of you who did buy an RNA t-shirt
Oh my
like
gosh.
a week and a half
Again,
ago,
thank you
that's
so
super
much.
awesome. That'll pay like the water bill at our house. Not for the shop, but for our house, we can pay our water bill with those t-shirt sales. Thank you very much.
It helps.
We appreciate it. I will check my email, Dashley Dave. If you're interested in sponsoring a kid, shoot us an email. We'll talk about it, and we'll kind of pass that on. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll probably live stream next week.
It seems like the better
assuming
choice because he has a lot of editing on his plate. He needs to catch up on.
I have a crap load of editing.
Adding an RNA, Ask RNA for you guys is the easier way to do it. So
yeah, I have a lot of videos. Am I going to do this tonight?
I don't know.
I got like more videos to shoot for our students who are not driving in. Oh man, so much stuff to do.
Yes.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and chatting with us for an hour and a half. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It happens.
We'll figure it out one day.
Thank you for being patient.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
We just get a really sweet webcam.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
Not one that's 10-year-old.
Know what our stimulus is going towards.
An AR-15.
Paying the electric bill.
Thank
Thank you, stimulus.
Making that truck payment. All right. Thank you, communism. But, all right. Oh, hashtag of the day. Thank you, James.
Yes. Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Secret hashtag of the day. If you're watching the replay of this video, which some of y'all will, and you made it all the way through all these shenanigans, we have a secret hashtag of the day. If you type that in your comment and question for next week, we'll know that you watched all of this. What should our hashtag today be? I didn't even.
Oh gosh, I haven't.
Anything jump out immediately?
Something maybe about the microphone. Mic drop.
Okay, that works for me.
There you go.
Hashtag mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
in your
I'll type it
comment
in.
or question. Oh, don't do it because they'll see it.
Oh,
If they
well.
watched it then. Well, only if they watched to the end.
Yeah, I know.
They will.
Oh, it's not working.
Oh, what'd you do?
What? There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This isn't a
Done.
live chat. Go leave it as an actual comment. All you
Yes.
guys watching the live chat, thank you so much. If you have a chance, go down to the comment section, leave us a comment there, and don't type it there
Okay.
because then people are gonna see it.
No, I wasn't gonna. I was
Oh.
like, type your comments and questions here.
Something. Oh, what in the world just happened?
I don't know what you did.
I didn't do
You're a weirdo.
anything.
It's still recording.
Yeah, because it's on my phone. What in the sweet Lord?
Oh my gosh.
All right, hashtag mic drop.
Yes.
If you have a question, leave it in the comment section of this video.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
That's right.
Musicians
All
coming
them
up.
kiddos. Let's see.
Yes. What in the sweet Lord. Oh, my Lord. All right. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon. Y'all stay safe.
Yes, please.
Social distance.
Take care of yourself.
Don't get close to
Wash
other
your
people.
hands.
Yeah. Wash
Cover
your
your
hands.
mouth.
Don't go to Walmart.
Wash your clothes.
Yeah, please. And we will see y'all later.
Yes.
I'm going to turn off the mic now. I mean, the camera. I mean, whatever.
Bye.